Hi guys, Herbalist40 here and welcome back to the channel. So for today's video we've got a couple of objectives at hand, and the first one being is understanding perspective and knowing how to use it. The second thing I have for you is I'm going to show you how Wispy Woods has been trying to help us use the right tools to solve this mystery, and to do so I'm going to show you some in-game proof, hence the title, Seeing is Believing. Now, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of screenshots I've taken behind the Cluckenbell factory in Polito Bay, and I want you just to pay attention to the crates there just to the left of the helicopter, and more importantly pay attention to the colours of the crates. This is the example I'm giving you to kind of prove how we need to use perspective in different kind of ways. And this is just the one example for now. I will be featuring others in future videos. I know I'm always speaking of future videos, but I promise you they will be coming. So basically, as you can see up top, it's kind of a browny purpley colour, then sort of a rusty orange, and not a very nice green. However, in the next screenshot, you're going to see I've just gone up basically just a little bit higher, and the colours completely change, and they're going to transform into colours that we're quite familiar with. Now, as you can see, I've increased the altitude here a little bit and put myself in the right position, and the colours red, gold and green reveal themselves to us. The point of this is just to help you understand that by changing your perspective, the game's going to reveal different things to you. Is this particularly important? I don't know. I've not really put any dots on the I's or any crossed T's over here, but I just think it's interesting how in different areas of the map, height and positioning can change pretty much completely what you see. You guys are free to go and try this out for yourselves, and hopefully just take the theory behind it on board, that depending on how you're positioned, you're going to see things differently. So I'm hoping some of you are going to kind of have fun with this and try it out for yourselves, and hopefully make some of your own discoveries. So for the second part of the video, we've made our way down here to Vespucci Beach. We're going to be taking a look at these cabins here that you can find. They're kind of like little beach stores. They sell t-shirts, sunglasses, etc. But in particular, we're going to be looking at the tattoo stand here. And the reason I'm doing this is because I told you I'd like to show you how I perceive Wispy's been trying to show us certain things. You know, he's been trying to show us about mirrored imagery, and he's been trying to show us about inverted colours and dualities in general, and all sorts of things like that. And these tattoo stands kind of, in my opinion anyway, group up all of Wispy's tools that he's provided for us into one little spot. And I think you might find it interesting how I'm going to put this together. So I'm just going to show you some close-up images of what's in the tattoo stand, and whilst I do that I'm going to kind of guide you through what I see. So, right, so here I want you to pay attention to the images to the left and to the right of Trevor's head, and what I'm pointing out here is basically that these images are already color inverted for us in the game. Now, I don't know if you can remember this, but many times Wispy Woods has used his phone screen to show us images in the game and how they look once the colors have been inverted. And I wanted to use this as one of the examples as to how he's helped us use these tools, but there's also examples of how to use them already existing in game, if you see what I mean. Right, for this one, I want you to focus on the center page, and amongst the fact that most of the pictures on the center page are actually mirrored, they're both the same on the left and the right, just simply mirrored straight down the middle. I want you to pay attention to the yin and yang symbol in the middle, and which obviously represents good and evil, but I want you to notice that they've used dead fish, like fish bones and fish skeletons, to depict this yin and yang. And I just wanted to point out the connection here, possible connection maybe, to the Epsilon missions when they take you inside a storage room and all the boxes in there are labelled with a dead fish. So I'm not saying it is a connection, I'm saying it's something to maybe take on board. Right, so this is the final sheet I wanted to take a look at, and again, the images are mirrored, which is something that Wispy's brought up many times in the past, but we're going to take a look specifically at what we can see here. So at the top we have two roosters, which are mirrored. In the middle we have what, I don't know, a bull's head, a ram's head, and a horned animal. Underneath that, mirrored horses. Underneath that, now it's either going to be a leopard or a jaguar or something along those lines with mirrored paws just underneath it. To the left of those paws, you have two scorpions. Now, underneath the scorpions, to the extremities of the box, the sheet, sorry, what you're looking at is Horus. Well, it's a symbol for Horus. Now, you can just quickly Google that to confirm it. But yeah, basically, I just wanted to point that out because I'm gonna be moving on to Egypt in some soon-to-come videos. I think Egypt's going to be quite a big part of it as well. And obviously, again, in between Horus, we can see a sort of like a serpent-style dragon symbol, and in the middle of that, another horned creature. Also, just to the sheet on the right hand side, another depiction of a panther or a leopard or some sort of feline animal. So for the reason I chose to do this today, I was just trying to make certain links a bit clearer for you guys there. You know, sometimes when we make these videos, it's hard to get our point across, try and make things clear. We also say things and then come across additional information later on, and it's hard to go back and, you know, complete what we've said or change what we've said. So what I'm doing here is trying to just, as I go along, build certain connections which I feel are going to be important in the near future. And just before we move on from this tattoo stand, I just wanted you to notice that they, for some reason, put these photos up. We've seen them many times before, but I'd just like you to notice the mime next to the axe there, and also to the left, the guy who's wearing a cap, it's a Tim Vapid cap. And again, for connections, if you look in Michael's house, there is a Tim Vapid book reference in Michael's house. Now that's just simply a connection that I'd like to make for the moment. I wanted to quickly point out as well that you can see this inscribing on the side of the tattoo stand itself. I don't know if it's useful to anyone, if you can make any sense of it, because for the minute I can't. I just thought I'd throw it out there while we were here. And finally guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got the point of it, and I'm going to leave you with a short clip of a phone number that I find interesting in game. So anyway, take it easy, see ya.